Hey guys, it's me Grace here and welcome back to my freaking channel. So y'all, in today's video I'm going to show you guys how I created this cut crease look, my first ever one, using the James Charles palette. Bear with me, okay y'all? We're going to be a future MUA in the making, okay? Period. Speaking that into existence. But if you like to see how I got this look, just keep on watching.
You know I'm crazy as fuck. I'm finna roll me a blunt, cause you really pushing, you look, motherfucker.
Alright y'all, so starting off with every makeup look, I like to start out with my eyebrows, and I'm going to be taking the L'Oreal Paris Brow Styler Definer in soft black, and one side has the pencil and the other has the spoolie. And when I start off, I just like to make long strokes, like long light strokes kind of. I don't like thick brows, especially on myself, since my brows are just so small. I just don't feel like there's no point of overdoing the little brows that I have. So as you can see, I'm actually brushing the hairs down on my brows because I don't want to overdraw my brows because they're already small. I don't want to make them too boxy and thick. So I just brushed them down and outlined my natural kind of eyebrow look. So yeah, I went ahead and did that on both sides. And as you can tell, my eyebrows look nice and natural. And if they're kind of messy, it doesn't really matter because that's what the concealer's for. It's just to clean it up. So thank God for the concealer. So I'm going to go in with two concealers because for my underbrow, I like to use a lighter shade, and I don't have like a lighter shade that's like kind of a medium beige. So I actually bought this NYX HD Studio Photogenic concealer in the shade Fair, and then I blended it with the Pro Concealer in Espresso, and I mixed those together, and I went ahead and just kind of shaped my underbrow. And at first it was kind of hard because both of my eyebrows have like two different shapes. They're not even sisters. I think they're cousins. Like they're a mess. So I had to try to, outline it to the best of my ability and try to make it as like straight across. 'Cause I like the straight look with the little arch at the end. So after that, I'm going to go ahead and just take that whole color that I'm using on my eyes. I'm going to go ahead and drag that downwards so I can go ahead and have that as a base for my lids. Because when you're doing very bright eyeshadow, you want to have like a bright base, especially if you're my skin tone. If you want your eyeshadows to pop, you should definitely get a nice lighter concealer so your eyeshadows can stick onto the concealer and pop more. And now I'm just going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, y'all, now we're going to start on the top eyebrow. And for the top eyebrow, you want to take a shade that's close to your skin tone. So I'm going to be taking the LA Girl Pro Concealer, the Espresso one. I'm going to take the Dark Cocoa, and I'm going to mix those on the back of my hand. So when you're taking your top color for your top eyebrow, you want to make sure it's close to your skin tone because we don't want floating eyebrows, because you would not want to use that light color for the top of your eyebrow, if you get what I'm saying, because your eyebrows look like they floating on your face, especially when you're done with all the foundation. It's just not going to look right. So I'm going to take this color and I'm going to go ahead and kind of outline the top of the brow and clean up the top part of it, and I'm going to go ahead and do that to the other eye as well. Alright, as you can see, the brows is looking nice and good, but right now I'm just going back in just to film the tail of the brow, just so it can look a little darker, because I don't want like I like the front to look a little natural and the end to look darker. So now I'm be going with my Morphe X James Charles palette. Like, this palette is amazing. It has every shade for a beginner's, just perfect for me because I'm a beginner. But I'm gonna be going in with the shade, hold on, I forgot the shade, oh lord, it's this purple color. All right, it's called Escape, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm going with the shade Escape, and I'm gonna go ahead and start by packing that into my crease. This is like the dark part of the look, just to give it that smoky look. And now I'm going to go in with the shade You're Kidding as like kind of like a transition shade, so I can go ahead and blend these two colors out. I'm gonna put that on top of the at the purple, so we can have like an ombre effect. And after I apply it, I'm just going to be go ahead and just kind of blending. As you can see, I took another brush to blend, but as you can tell, it's kind of hard to blend since the purple is so dark, but I just did the best that I could, and I just kept blending and blending and blending. But I mean, it looks good at the end. But like my future references, I wouldn't use such as a dark shade for my crease and then use like a lighter shade like this, because you know, it was kind of hard to blend. But after that, I'm gonna go in with the color B in this palette. I'm gonna take this on kind of like my brow bone, just to give it like a nice sunset look. And I'm gonna go ahead and take another blending brush, and I'm gonna go ahead and blend all that together. And as you can see, the red and the yellow kind of made that little like an orange looking, you know, sunset. And next I'm gonna be taking that same NYX concealer, and I'm gonna go ahead and try to cut my crease. I'm still learning at cutting my crease. I did a pretty good job for this one, but you really can't tell what I'm doing. But cutting your crease, you just want to kind of go over your crease. You don't want to cut literally right at your crease, because when you're looking up, you won't see it, you know what I mean? So you wanted to go like a little bit over your crease and go ahead and start by cutting that. And you just gotta take your time, and you just kind of, like, my best tip for me as a beginner, I just make lines, like a nice little line, and I just go all the way around, and you know, just kind of fill it in. And I'm just be taking some more of that concealer and just kind of putting more on my lids so I can, you know, pack that in. And once I got it to how I want, I'm just going to start like kind of tapping it on. You guys couldn't tell, but I just started to tap that concealer in. And I don't set my concealer because I like my eyeshadows to stick on the concealer, so when you set it, it's not going to stick as well. But that's just my preference. I know some people like to set their cut creases, but I just personally don't. So that's basically how my cut crease is looking. It's my first one, so bear with your girl. It's gonna get better as times come, okay? Period. So next, I'm gonna start by taking my blues, and the first blue I took was the shade called Acapella, and this blue is so pretty and so like vibrant. I love it so much. And I'm gonna go ahead and start. My favorite thing to do with eyeshadows is packing and then blending. That just gives me like the best results, I feel like. So I'm gonna be taking this brush is a little bit too big to use, but I mean, it worked. I used this nice blending brush, and I started by packing that on the end of the cut crease. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and take a lighter blue. I'm gonna take the shade Hello in the palette, and I'm gonna put that in my inner corner, like my inner part of the crease, and I'm gonna go ahead and start packing that as well. And I use like a small shader brush just to go ahead and pack that in, because you don't want to use like a really big one in the inner corner of your crease. So I'm just gonna be packing that color. And now I'm gonna take a nice clean blending brush, and I'm gonna go ahead and blend the blues out so it can be seamless and it won't be so harsh to lines. So just keep blending and blending until it's nice and seamless. And now, so we won't lose, I feel like I lost a lot of the purple, I'm taking another like packing shader brush, and I'm gonna go ahead and pack some more purple into the look, because I don't want to lose the purple, you know what I mean? Because I did really like how the purple looked. And after that, I'm gonna go ahead and blend the purple and the blue out together so it can be seamless as well. And lastly, I'm gonna be taking the color I think I took Flashback. No, I took Ring Light. I took the color Ring Light and I went ahead and put that in my inner corner. Just, give my eyes some popping. And after that, I just went ahead and put some more of the color You're Kidding. And I'm just going to go ahead and just kind of bring some more of that red back. And that's pretty much it for my eyes. So they look pretty good. I think that was a pretty good eye look for my first time. So now I'm going to go ahead and take my Master Prime by Maybelline. And I just don't prefer this for oily skin because it hydrates your skin, which is good, but it just makes me look a little dewy, so I kind of regret using that, but I used that one on that day. So now I was trying to use this little hack for oily noses, but I learned that this didn't work for me, so I have another trick up my sleeve for the next time. I learned that you can conceal your nose and just do that first before you do everything else. Conceal it and then set it with a powder, but my nose is still oily, but I got a new trick now, so that's okay. Everything's a trial and error. My bad, trial and error. But now I'm taking my L'Oreal Mercier powder in the shade medium to deep, and I'm gonna take this translucent powder. I'm gonna go ahead and just set my concealer that I did on my nose with my beauty blender, and you're gonna make sure your beauty blender is nice and damp. Now I'm gonna be taking my Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation. This is amazing for pictures that doesn't have any flashback, which I love because it's a photo focus, foundation, so it's not gonna give your girl a flashback. So I'm gonna take this in the shade Walnut, and I'm gonna go ahead and apply this all over my my face. And I like how it's a little stick, so it's easy to apply. And after I apply, I'm gonna go ahead and take a nice damp beauty blender, and I'm gonna go ahead and just blend that in. Keep blending everywhere because we want to make sure this is nice and blended into our skin. Alright, next we're going to go in with concealer because we're going to brighten up our skin a little bit. So I'm going to take the same concealer I use on my top brow, those two LA Girl Pro concealers. And we're going to go ahead and take those and we're going to highlight the key points of my face, which is my T-zone area, under my eyes, my cupid's bone, and my chin. And I'm just going to go ahead and apply that everywhere. And I'm going to go ahead and start blending and just blending and patting. That's my best tip for foundation and concealer and having it nice and a nice flawless look. Is just keep blending, you know what I'm saying? Just keep patting, keep blending. You're gonna get there, girl, okay? Now I'm taking that same L'Oreal Mercier powder, and I'm gonna go ahead and pat some of that into the top so I can use just a little bit. And I'm gonna go ahead and press this powder into all the places where I apply concealer. We're not gonna bake, we're pressing the powder into our face. I don't know, I just didn't want to bake today because that helps with no flashback. So I just went ahead and pressed the powder. I'm just setting all the places where I apply concealer. And now I'm going to take my Black Radiance Cream Contour Palette. I love Black Radiance contour palettes. I have 2 more palettes I'm going to be getting soon from Black Radiance. And I just think their contour palettes are really great. And it also has a highlight shade, so it's it just works all in one. And I'm also going to be cutting my contour as well and setting around that. And now I'm going to go ahead and start contouring my nose. And I just took that same Black Radiance palette in medium to deep, and I just took the darkest contour shade, and I just went ahead and tried to contour my nose. I'm not that good at contouring yet, the nose part, but I'll get better as time comes, of course. Now I'm going to go ahead and take a little buffer, kind of like a foundation brush, and I'm going to go ahead and just buff out the contour and the powder. Alright, so now your girl popped on some lashes. Okay, period. Came back looking flawless. Wake up flawless. Okay. So now I'm going to be starting with my lips. I'm going to take this coconut shade out of my Fruit Pie Filling Palette. I got this from Amazon, and it's from the brand You Can Be. I don't really like the shadow palette for eyes wise. I don't feel like the shadows are that pigmented, but I haven't tried this palette with priming my lids yet. So I'll try that soon and tell you guys if I like it. but I just took the shade Coconut to line my lips, and then I took like a brighter shade. I can't remember it, but I used like a whiter shade in the middle of my lips just to have that like nude lip with the brown lip liner. And I put some gloss on, and this is how your girl is looking. She's looking good, okay, period. Like, MUA in the making, period. Look at that, like, okay. So if you guys enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give your girl a thumbs up, and make sure you subscribe down below for more videos like this and more makeup videos, y'all. Like, I'm obsessed. Like, I'm giving you girls looks, like, for real. One thing I do, it's always a trial and error with stuff, and one thing I do want to work on is how to get poreless, kind of a foundation kind of feel. I don't want to see my pores. I don't want, you know what I'm saying, the oils start to kick in. Hopefully it doesn't. I'm gonna wear this to like probably like 9-10 o'clock and see how it does for me. But I just want to say thank you to James Charles for creating this palette. Like, this palette has all these shades you need. I'm already getting this dirty. I just got it today, but this palette has literally every shade you can think of and need for like an everyday look, a soft glam look, a bold color look like this. Like, it's so many things you can do with that palette. So I really just needed one good palette just to start me off as a beginner, just to start off my makeup journey that I'm going to be doing. I really want to take this serious, y'all, because I've been getting into makeup. Like, all I've been watching is makeup videos. Like, I've been hooked and obsessed with them. I've been trying to learn new tricks, new ways to do different things. And the cut crease too. Like, it's the cut crease for me. This is my first time ever doing a cut crease, by the way, and I think I killed it, period. So if you guys enjoyed, make sure you give your girl a thumbs up, make sure you subscribe, and turn those post notification bell on down below. Make sure you follow me on my social media, so it'll be down below. And I love you guys so much, and make sure you always do what you love and love what you do, period. Love you guys. Bye.
I would never disrespect you, so why you being disrespectful?